Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches, and well, we are starting a new series, which, I mean, this is only the second series on the channel so far, so it's the first new series, and this one is a series that I have looked at in the past. I remember basically every time that a season comes out, I look at a list of the shows that are coming out. And I go, that one looks good, that one looks good, that one looks good. When I looked at Ranking of Kings, which is what we're doing today, I remember thinking that I didn't think it looked very good. I thought I wasn't super interested in the art style, even though that's like quite a unique part of it, clearly. And the main character didn't look like someone that I would like. And I just thought, doesn't sound like it's for me. With that being said, it has gotten a lot of attention. A lot of people who were saying it was their anime of the season for the season that it was coming out. I've got close friends who I trust their opinions of, who have said that that it's one of their favorites, and that, you know, it made them emotional or what have you. I don't exactly know what sort of show I'm going into here. Now, always what I do is I make sure to try to not take in any information on what something is about, or oh my gosh, I had some chocolate chip cookies before and I think it's caught in my throat. So I try to make a concerted effort not to check out anything about a show until I actually watch it. And I always had Ranking of Kings on I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but you know, I'm still not gonna spoil myself on it. And I'm glad I did that, because I'm gonna start it today, because I think, from things I've heard, it must be good, right? It's gotta be. So I'm excited to jump into this first episode. I'm excited, and I don't know what it could be for me to like it. I don't know what it could be, because the art style is so far not something that I really like. Just from screenshots I've seen, you know. But I'm very open. I'm willing to give it a shot, and I think it's very possible by the end of this video I'll be like, I don't care about the art style. It was great. It was all delightful and amazing. Bit of a disclaimer here. I am going to be watching the English dub of this show. Now, this is a new channel, so it's a controversial decision for my new YouTube channel, because there's the huge raging dub versus sub debate everywhere on every channel, and I see channels all the time when they do English dubs of stuff. A lot of people are like, well, you gotta try the Japanese version. You gotta watch it in the original Japanese. In the original Japanese, it did this, blah blah blah. Not saying that I don't watch stuff in the original Japanese. I'm watching Aoashi right now on this very channel. I watch a ton of stuff in Japanese. I also watch a ton of stuff in English. I love both sides of the anime world. I love original Japanese sub, and I love English subs. So there's certain shows that I just basically choose. Do I want to go with the sub, or do I want to go with the dub? Generally, if there's a dub available and it seems like the dub is well cast, just from looking at the cast list and seeing the directors and seeing who does it and all this sort of stuff, if it looks like it's well cast, I want to check it out. And I want that to be my first experience. I generally rewatch shows a lot, so I'm probably going to rewatch it in Japanese, so don't worry about me missing out on, like, oh, you're gonna miss out on this amazing performance from so and so, you know. I generally go and rewatch shows that I like anyway, so if I like the show, I probably will watch it in Japanese at some point, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I still got a cookie in my throat. With that being said, I talked for much too long, and we're gonna jump into Ranking of Kings. Again, I don't know anything about the show. I'll tell you what I know about the show. I know it's called Ranking of Kings. I know the art style because I said that. I know the dub has Emily Fajardo and Sungwon ProZD. I forgot his last name. Sungwon Cho. So I know that the dub has those people who are good voice actors, from what I know. And I know that there's a character, the main character's name is Boji, I think, and that's all. That's all I know. So, I don't know what it's going to be about. But let's get right into it. I'm delaying too much. Let's get into it.
These are the measures by which nations determine the ranking of kings.
Okay, I understand the title now. It's literally ranking kings. Oh my gosh.
You again?
He's very small.
Never you mind them.
Man, it reminds me of Captain Underpants. Oh, OP right away. Woo! Nice and funky. Whoa! Alright. Oh, I love that, like, stoppage in music and then it... Ah, that's so good. This is a super unique sounding OP, wow. Okay. Cool OP. I hate bugs. I hate bugs and you should too. Is he trying to whistle? Whoa. That's a vertical wall, my man. How are you hopping off of that like that? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's ProZD.
Are you trying to ignore me or
What is this thing?
What's your deal, kid? You can't talk or something? And you can't hear either.
You're robbing children?
That's gonna make it kind of hard to get the idea across.
Can't talk? Oh.
Guess you're telling me you don't have any money on ya. Are you figuring out what I'm saying by watching my mouth move? Now you're asking how I'm figuring out what you're saying? Heck if I know, but I understand you fine.
Whoa!
Hey, don't go changing the subject.
He can't
You're
speak
the
or
one.
hear.
Take off your clothes and leave it with me. Easier on us.
You're being robbed!
It's a good thing you show some promise, you know that? Now come back here tomorrow with some more fancy clothes. And hey,
With more fancy clothes. You just have to keep going back to that spot and stripping naked?
there's some dumb kids around nowadays.
He's an idiot, deaf and mute to make matters worse. And to top it off, he can barely swing a children's sword from what I've been told. A real
Man.
ghost of a prince.
Being destined to be king and being deaf and mute? Wow. That would be insane.
He's gonna bring me in.
He's back with fancier clothes. Is he wearing multiple layers?
You dunce! Don't you know when you're being made fun of?
The one person who understands him
Do it, this kid.
is robbing him.
I'm Kage.
Kage. Kage.
Don't strain yourself. Let's do this again tomorrow.
Kage. I'm writing that down. Kage. 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 Like Kageyama.
Never met anyone like that.
You're just gonna keep robbing this kid every day. This deaf and mute kid. You just can look at it. Is he blushing? Does he like Boji? Like, is he being enamored by him? You'll get so many riches if you're robbing him then.
You're gonna be the greatest king in the world? How are you gonna lead people when you're deaf and don't talk? You really are some
A
kind of
good king
idiot,
doesn't
aren't you?
need to. Wow. This is an odd setup. I don't know what the plot's gonna be.
Sure enough, he's the butt of all the jokes.
Wow, you can just
Because of me.
go through the floor.
I've seen him out of his clothes every day lately.
Don't take those, he needs them.
But still can't hear.
Then he can't hear us if we say mean stuff.
Can't he read lips?
Easy now.
Or is it only the Kage?
Can't you say anything? Can't talk, then just say you can't talk.
There's a sharp.
No, adults are gonna stop these kids from bullying a mute, deaf,
No way.
prince.
Where the little runt lives?
What kind of creature is Kage?
How could something like that happen to one of our princes?
I'm not getting subtitles for this. And it is Japanese. Hang on. Oh, there are no subtitles for this. Great. Okay, well, I can look up what that is supposed to be later. I'm seeing the number 4.
The culprits
a few
will be put to
places.
death. You say I've misunderstood?
It's his only friend.
You put yourself in this state for some game.
Okay,
What
sign
sort of game
language.
is that? Your actions will turn.
And he can read
No,
lips by the looks
there's
of it.
hardly a need.
Oh no, he's reading the sign
It's not
language.
fit to be
Of
a
course.
king. Don't translate that.
Dida.
Appears to be rather shocked at what I just said. I thought he couldn't hear me.
That is our understanding.
Let's be off. How can it be that he is next in line for the throne and not Dida?
Wow, they can just
Barrett count for nothing.
talk trash about him
Bring
right
that
in front of
uniform
him.
Or lose your head.
Okay, we're gonna meet the king. Was that actually the king in the opening sequence, or was that just like a king? You know, was that just the image, the idea of a king? Oh. Oh, that's really sad. Man, he just goes to his room and cries.
He's putting on a brave face, pretending not to understand.
Oh,
Hold on. Which
gosh.
way did he go?
So he can read lips. This guy's cool.
Despicable clan of assassins.
The Shadow
I was
Clan.
told they'd been wiped out to the very last. You're still just a child.
Huh? Really? Are all the things he said just true? Oh, it's like a little door. Cool. Whoa. Battle scars.
There you are. Until at last the land itself was engulfed by the monstrous horde, and the villagers cursed their fate.
Oh, what's this? What's this backstory? Try taking him down. It's like the mountain.
The Kingdom of Boss.
Boss?
I'm told you've made a habit of wandering about the town in a state of undress.
Sounds like
What is
Kratos.
the meaning of this? Were you attacked by bandits? Or perhaps simply being bullied? In any case, you are ultimately responsible
Bullied,
for being in
kinda.
that situation. Oh,
Wow.
King Boss.
your hands are soft and weak, and Didas is swollen with the calluses from his great efforts.
He's both being sweet and
I
not.
have left your training in the hands of Go.
He knows that Boji can read lips
So
Because
who hired you to come here, and who
he
did
wasn't
I hire
signing.
to kill?
Oh,
Lurking
he-
in the shadows,
he's
I
out.
see.
He boned out of there.
Be on alert. Though I don't suspect he poses a real threat.
Man, so many snakes. Oh. Ugh. Oh. Oh, wow, that's not good. You probably shouldn't be breaking your weapon.
So, how is my brother? Is he showing improvement in his training? How about a brief spar so I can see what he can do?
Is that Justin Briner?
Sorry, but I don't believe that would be prudent.
Then instead, Domus, may I spar with you?
That's Justin Briner.
I heard he easily defeated the top captain in the Order of Bebin, and that made him cocky.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Against my beating image of King Boss.
Oh. Okay, you're holding up.
Standing.
Oh. I don't know who's got the advantage here. Wow, it's a pretty good animation, actually. Who are you cheering for? Or are you just excited? That was a cool shot. Teacher won. Hey, it's okay.
Magnificently skilled.
Yeah, you did well.
I want to teach this boy.
No, you want to teach Boji. You want to teach Boji.
Prince Boji.
Oh,
What's this now?
a challenger
You need to
approaches.
fight me too.
Mm-hmm. Not just fight,
Crying out
defeat.
loud.
Boji.
A top captain. He resigned from the order in shame. True enough.
And shame. Once before, he had a protagonist moment. Against snakes.
Well, we all know the outcome is hardly in doubt.
Be warned, brother. I won't hold back.
The more they say that, the less I believe it. Good dodge. Good reflexes. Does he have good reflexes? Ooh, like a survival instinct?
I knew it. That time wasn't a fluke.
Or he has good eyes, maybe, because he can't hear or talk, so his other senses are heightened. Ooh.
His own ability.
He got just a little tap on the head. Just enough to get the hair down, but he loves it.
You're not bad at all, Boji.
Except he's not very strong. Is that it? Wow. Let's do the ED. Ooh. This is nice. Who is this? Ooh. I love her voice. Ooh. Yama. Don't know her. Okay, is that it? That's it. Okay, that was episode 1 of Ranking of Kings. That was an interesting first episode. I don't know what to think of it so far. I don't know. It's going to be hard to put my thoughts into words for this one, because this is a very, very unique sort of show, it seems like. The art style, of course, makes it very obvious. It doesn't feel like anime. It feels like a cartoon. Like a you know, a classic cartoon. I don't know what to compare it to exactly. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure comparisons can, like, a lot of other people can make these brilliant comparisons that I won't be able to come up with right now. But it definitely feels like an older cartoon, but with sort of the narrative structure of an anime, in the fact that it seems like it's very difficult to tell what the plot's gonna be right now, but it seems like the structure they're setting up is he's trying to become the best blank, which in this case is the best king, and he is the underdog for blank reasons. In this case, it's because he's a mute and he's deaf, and he's also a child on top of all of that, and then also the fact that he has this hidden potential that is not necessarily on its own like incredibly overpowered, but once refined and surrounded by other skills will make him unbelievably great. That's like sort of the classic shonen setup. You can see that in most shonen stuff. If you take it apart completely, it has that same basic structure to it. So this same thing, and so I guess the show is going to be about Boji proving himself as the rightful king. It's interesting because he's already the upcoming heir to the throne, right? Now I'm gonna ask for some leeway on this discussion, because I think something I'm not great at is taking in lore. I think I'm pretty good at character motivations. I'm pretty good at understanding why people do things, and understanding like you know, certain decisions that are made within anime and all that sort of stuff, and understanding voice acting and all. There's a lot of stuff that I think I'm good at. Something that I don't think I'm good at is taking in lore of a world. So please forgive me if I make some mistakes, and feel free to correct me, but as far as I know, Boji is next in line for the throne, like, regardless. From what it sounded like they were saying, because they were like, oh, your brother should have gotten it instead. So it sounds like all of this is basically for the pride of being king, even though he doesn't seem like a prideful person, Boji, at all. But I guess it's maybe not exactly for the pride, but maybe rather for the respect of the people. That's the ultimate goal here. But he's gonna become king, which is, so it's like, it's not as strict a goal, like, not strict, what's the word I'm looking for, like, I can't think of the exact word, but it's not as physical a goal. Like, we would know normally from a series, like, once he gets that crown on his head, that's when he's completed his objective, right? But in this case, it's once he's earned the respect of the people. He is going to get a crown on his head as long as he doesn't die, I guess, or secede the throne based on whatever makes that happen. Anyway, I just think that's interesting that the goal right now seems to be something that is it's just about the feelings of the people, as far as I can tell. But we're only one episode in, and it seems like this was just mostly Bojji character building. Like, we learn about who Bojji is. That's what this episode seemed to be about, and just a hint of what the lore of the overall world is. So I will say, Bojji seems like a nice character so far. Clearly, what the case is that it's gonna be Bojji and Kage, just hanging out together. Kage is gonna become the sidekick character from the looks of the way that their interactions were, and then the OP and the ED. It sounds like Kage is gonna be tagging along for the ride and acting as his translator, essentially, for other people and for the audience, because we don't understand Bojji either. It would be one thing if just like if he just had inner thoughts, but he doesn't seem to have any inner thoughts that we can hear. We just hear ow, 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 and then he has to translate for us. So that is, it's gonna be interesting having a protagonist that doesn't talk. I'm trying to think if there's like a situation of like a protagonist who, I mean, there's obviously Komi from Komi Can't Communicate, but she's the heroine more than the protagonist. You know, like, Tadano's the protagonist in my mind. Obviously, there's a very thin line between protagonist and you know, sub protagonist or whatever, love interest, heroine, and there's a very, very thin line there. But something where the main character doesn't speak, I can't think of many, if any. It's a tough thing to do. And also, Komi can speak and also writes, so we get her personality through that, and we get what she wants to say through that. So yeah, it's interesting that Bojji is just going to be communicating with sign language and with his noises, which Kage seems to be able to translate. I don't know if it's Kage can translate the noises or Kage can like read his mind. There's got to be a lore reason for that, because I think they did the classic like brush it off, like oh, why can I understand you? I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's keep going. And it sounds like that's the classic like telling the audience, don't think about it too much, just suspend your disbelief for a second. It sounds like it's that, but it very well could also be a situation where it's like the character doesn't know, so he's dismissive of it, but they are going to explain in the future how it is exactly that. So like, I don't know what the reason could be. Normally it would be something to do with them being related to each other in some form, but I mean, one of them is a blob and the other is a child, so I don't know if that could even be possible. I'm just looking at my notes here. I just dropped a piece of paper that was vital to my notes, so I'm gonna grab it. So there were a lot of characters in this episode, so I didn't write down all of them, and I don't think they expect you to remember most of the stuff that's going on. They were just given a quick showing of all the characters and their personalities and stuff. But there seems like a lot of characters for the first episode. But the main ones we need to focus on, I think, are Bojji, Kage, the king, the queen, and the other prince. I think those are the main ones. Then we also got the tease of the Snake Man, who seems like he could potentially be a villain, but I don't know. I don't know what this show's relationship will be between like villain, like, are they going to be traditional villains? Are they going to be? I don't know. Anyway, but he mentioned the Shadow Clan, and Kage didn't seem to go like, Shadow Clan, what's that? Like, he didn't seem to do that. Maybe he didn't do that because he was just like afraid that there was a knife near him, but like, it sounded like maybe that was accurate. because his only dispute was like, I told you I don't kill people, or something like that. He said something along those lines, like, I'm not the kind of person to kill people. So it sounds like maybe he is part of this Shadow Clan assassin guild, but he's not a killer, and he's trying to get out of it or something. But I don't know, there's a lot to learn in this show. I'm unsure of my full opinions of it yet, but it's only been the first episode, and it seems like there's a lot of story to tell, and they didn't have as much time to tell it in this first episode, because it even felt like it ended kind of halfway through a scene, right? It feels like that scene in most episodes, that's like halfway through the episode, and then the other half will be the reactions to, oh, Bojji did this amazing thing. So we will see. But anyway, I think those are my thoughts on Ranking of Kings episode 1. I will say it was a good episode, and I will mostly take back my art style comments. I do think the art style is very fitting. I think this could be a show that I like. The moment when Bojji went into his room and cried a little bit and then like continued on, that did get me a little bit emotional. So I think this does have potential. This show does have a lot of potential, and I've heard good things, so I'm still keeping high hopes. I don't know yet though. We have to wait for a few more episodes. So let's stick around and find out. But thank you for watching this video. It's a new channel, so please make sure, like, everything is helpful right now on a new channel. So liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that stuff is really helpful. Comment below if there's like things that you want to say based on my discussion, or things you want to clarify. Please, no spoilers, obviously, and no hints of things to come. Don't go like, well, if you like Bojji now, you're gonna hate episode 5 or something. Like, it's fine. I don't need that sort of stuff. Thank you. But like clarifications and stuff, that's fine. I'll have to find out what those I feel like there was supposed to be subtitles for the different people. Oh gosh, and it must not have been on the dub, so I'll go and check the sub and see what those things said. But regardless, thank you for joining me for an episode of Ranking of Kings, and I will see you hopefully next time. Goodbye.